Hey guys, this is Brad from Max Rarity Productions. So we are here today, and I have my friend Justin and my friend Steven. So what we're going to bring to you, and this is actually what we're going to be doing every Wednesday, we're actually going to be doing Walkthrough Wednesday, where we walk through different matches with different decks, so that you guys can kind of get like a feel kind of behind the theory of everything, and also see things that you may not see that you may not have seen before, and also kind of like get used to the situations. And so today we have Gardevoir, played by Justin, versus Baby Ninetales, played by Steven.
Are we playing open hand, by the way?
You don't have to play open hand, but like if you want to, that's fine.
Yeah, sure.
Alrighty, yeah.
And make it easier to see everything. Yeah. So can you see the entire map?
We're cut off here.
So the only thing I can't see is like right back here.
Okay.
So past the border. Alright.
Right.
See it high roll, I guess. We'll just use that one die right there. Heads or tails. I'm used to seeing high roll. Alright. Call it.
Heads.
Alright, your turn.
I'll go first.
Alright, good luck.
Yep. Which, by the way, Ninetales usually wants to go first.
Yes.
I would assume so, because they tend to lock, right?
Yeah. Like, the big thing with Ninetales is if you can go first, you go first, because you want to Baby Ninetales lock your opponent.
So I'll just play open hand to show you stuff.
Because either Ninetales lock your opponent, or, I mean, yeah, like, that's like a really good hand.
Ready?
Yep.
Okay. So, I tend to like Diancie in the deck because it can get you out of the situations where you don't open a rare candy or for your Gardevoir. But let's say I open a Ralts and I have no way to Curlia. It can just be a nice attack just to get to, because it only requires one fairy energy. So
Do
yeah.
you play the Vulpix as well?
Yes, I play one Vulpix because it's also a target for Bridget, and it can also get you to your Pokemon when you need it. But Diancie was a nice choice as well.
Just because I know post rotation a lot of people took Diancie out.
Yeah, it just depends. Like I just like it too because it's like beefier. It actually has an attack. Like it actually blends better with like, I don't know. I just felt like I have more synergy with the deck in general. But I agree, Vulpix is good too. So I also play Vulpix.
Yes, I also just wanted to point out here what I have currently in my hand is my Glaceon EX, which is what I run along with my Alolan Vulpix. He's one of my secondary attackers.
Right, but like most of the time, you don't ever bench them.
No, you really don't. You don't. You normally don't bring him out unless the situation calls for it. This is one matchup where they actually do, or where they actually are relevant, just because Gardevoir GX is an evolution GX, and you always just want to hit for your Crystal Ray. Your Crystal Ray can also, stop Gardevoir GX just as much as a Baby Ninetales can.
Yeah. So let's start. So draw for turn. And we'll go from there. So,
Alright.
In this matchup, one of the things that, like, I guess, like, as we're going to see while we play is, so here he would actually probably Kukui.
Yes.
Kukui. Just because it's important.
You probably won't want to toss this in because he doesn't have like a way to get
Right.
to the Vulpix out, so it makes sense.
Right. And so then you attach the DC to Vulpix. Because those are harder to come by than
Yes, they are.
than the water energy.
And then bench the Remoraid.
Yeah, so you bench the Remoraid in this.
Would you bench the Glaceon in this matchup?
No, you would not.
So like here's the thing: you always want to Brooklet Hill for the Glaceon. You never want to put it out there because these are one prize. These are one prizers.
That makes sense.
So like if you get a Lele up and just go, oh, I'm just gonna take Glaceon, that's still 2 prizes. So if I can force you to a 6 or 7 or 8 prize game, well, or a 6 or 7 prize game, that's what I want to do. Like make you kill 6 Pokemon. It's kind of like playing frogs. In a sense,
yes.
Right? So like,
another reason why Diancie is good too is because if I'm going second and I have faults already on the bench, let's say after I Bridget or somehow my hand was banned, like I end and get to my cards, when I attack with Diancie, it can evolve instantly, so it's really nice.
Which is good. And so then,
at this point, I
he would pass because obviously not knowing you have in because we're playing like we don't know.
Correct. So I'll draw for turn, get Ultra Ball. So I would attach my Floatstone here because I want to dump as much of my hand as possible, just so I can before I end to get maximum value out of it. So I'd attach my 2. attach a fairy energy to the Diancie so it can attack.
Actually, I actually don't think that you would end here. You would bridge it for a Lele.
Oh, because I could Lele. That's right.
Yeah. So you what I would do personally is, knowing this matchup, I'm going to go either Ultra Ball for a Lele to get a Bridget, and then evolve, because you can evolve the second time if they can't kill this with into the Gallade from your deck if you have it.
That's fair. I'd have to check to see what's prized, but luckily I didn't prize my Bridget. Yes, I only play one because I only have space for one in my deck. I should be playing two, I know.
It's really hard to do that.
So, the first thing I check before I put out my rolls is to see whether I have my artillery line still in place.
Yeah, but you priced the one thing that's going to help you.
Oh, the Remoraid?
Oh no, there he is.
A
I thought you
Gallade.
priced the Gallade.
No. So, from what it looks like, I prized my
Remoraid?
Remoraid. So
And
I
your
can either
Vulpix.
go. No, I have my Vulpix. So I can either go for a third Ralts or a Vulpix. But in this situation, I'll go for Vulpix for variety in case my Diancie gets knocked out.
Yeah.
So that way I can have another way to fix my hand.
Right.
So these would be the Pokemon I bench. Then I would attack with the Sparkling Wish to evolve one of my Ralts. So Curlia. Then it would be Steven's turn.
At which point I would draw for turn.
Yep. So the reason why Bridgeting is better than ending here is that my opponent's most likely not going to end me since I have only 2 cards in my hand. And the next turn I have a follow-up play because I can instantly evolve my Curly into my Gardevoir, so I'd be down to basically a perfect end depending on my next
Well, no,
card.
you would evolve it into Gallade.
Well, I can also get to my Gallade later on, but I'm just saying because I don't have a Gallade in my hand at the
Okay.
moment. That way, instead of having to put back the card, I can still get the energy off this way.
So I just drew my Alolan Ninetales GX, and some baby Ninetales decks opt not to play the big Ninetales.
My deck is one of them. I see the value of it. I think that going through the lock early, it's better for the most part.
So the reason why I opt to choose, and I only play one. I play a 3-1 lineup of the baby versus the big. The reason why I play the big Alolan Ninetales GX is sheerly for the first attack of Ice Blade. This attack does 50 damage to one of your opponent's Pokemon. It doesn't need to be it doesn't need to be their active. It can be anywhere on their bench, anywhere that they have a Pokemon on the field. Also, another reason is there's only one other GX move that I could use besides Ninetales, and that would be my Tapu Fini. And depending on the situation that calls for it, if they have their Gardevoir built up,
Well,
I could sit there and take one of their hits, GX, to give them back the damage that they just gave to me, and essentially get the knockout the turn afterwards.
another reason why Finny is good in this matchup is that you can put back my Gallade, because since Gallade is a set stage 2 Pokemon, it takes a while to set up unless I have a rare candy. So, putting back Gallade with Tapu Fini is really good, or knocking it out with the GX Ninetales is really good too. It just gives you multiple options.
Yes.
But versus this deck, generally you would want to rush for the baby Ninetales, because
Yes.
you're going to lock me out as fast as I can before I get to my Gardevoir, which is correct in general.
Yeah. So
And then, the big
at
thing
this
here-
point, I would evolve my my Vulpix
Into the baby Ninetales.
into the baby Ninetales. I would attach my water,
Correct.
get him set up.
And then now is where you would bench the Glaceon,
Yes.
because you're going to Field Blower, and then you're going to Sycamore.
Yep, and
So,
get rid of their.
What he's
Flintstone.
basically doing is just dumping his hand so that he has to not lose the most important cards as possible.
Yes.
And so this way he gets maximum value out of his Sycamore, which makes sense because at least he's still getting value out of all the cards he's at least played.
And at which point, I have no problem during a match pitching Alolan Ninetales GX. Like I said, I run it as a one-of for a special win condition or situational win condition.
Right, and really, that's really, for the most part, that's all it is.
An Aqua Patch, I run 4 of them in the deck, so I can easily just go into another one.
No.
So at which point, yes, I would Sycamore.
Oh, that's lovely. because then you.
I don't think they can see fully.
And so,
Yeah, it needs to be up a little bit.
what I have now, just in case you
You
didn't
still
see,
can't see.
still cannot see. How are we looking now?
There we go. We're good now.
All right. So, at which point I do want to bench my Ninetales, or my Vulpixes. I want them to hit the field as soon as possible because I just want to be able to evolve them as soon as possible. I would actually opt to keep the Lele in hand just because I do not want that many prize cards sitting on my bench.
Yeah, you never do. Most of the time, like, you're going to be
Ninja
Boying it out anyway.
Yes. So, unless I had a Ninja Boy in hand, which, I technically, I only run one of, so it's not very likely that I'm going to be coming into it soon.
Right, but, like, you have the Lele's, like, if you had to Lele dump into something else, like, that's the best part. It's like, you literally go Lele into another one. Like, Lele put it, but, like, you already Sycamore, so you can't do that.
Yes. So, at this point, what I would opt to do is just attack and pass.
I actually probably would Rescue Stretcher.
Rescue Stretcher my Ninetales?
Yes.
Back to the hand, in case you can get end though. I personally would hold it just in case. So if I tend to end him in general, because he has a fresh hand, he won't lose his Rescue Stretcher in the situation. I think you would only play the tools until the situation where you really need them at that point though.
Yes and no. We run Splash Energy, so, like, it's kind of one of those things. But we don't have Splash Energy out yet, so you're probably right. Rescue Stretcher is actually probably the better play, or to keep it. And then
So I attack for 80.
only have the Kukui now.
So it's like one from knockout and they die NT.
Yeah.
So I draw for turn. I would draw my rare candy. So I play the rare candy and evolve my Ralts in this situation. Just so if I get into my Glade, I can evolve the Curly.
Right.
So now I would end. This is a perfect end. So we have to shuffle up and draw 6. So my situation of how I'm going to out this Ninetales is that I have to get to my Glade as fast as possible before he can set up other Ninetales. Baby Ninetales. And the fact he doesn't have the Splash Energy or Dumbbells on right now, which means if I manage to get to a DC Gallade, it would one-shot his Ninetales, which is the object right now to do.
Right, that's what you really need.
And for those, he just mentioned one of my items, dumbbells, muscle building dumbbells. It is a item that allows your Pokemon to gain an extra 40 HP.
Stage 4. Stage 2 Pokemon, sorry.
Stage 1.
Stage 1.
Stage 1 Pokemon gain 40 HP, or 40 hit points.
Yes. So then it wouldn't get one-shot by a
So
Gallade.
it would not get one shot by a Gallade because it would hop up to 150.
Correct.
And Gallade at maximum
Does
can hit.
130.
Yes.
And I have to use the support of that turn to do 130 to Gallade. But that's really good in general to knock out a non-dumbbells Ninetales.
Which most people do not play the dumbbells for the Ninetales, but I don't understand. That's weird.
Yeah, I mean, there's just too many things that people are starting to opt to just get rid of the Ninetales, and the dumbbells really does just stop it.
Oh, Rangaroo doesn't kill it.
Yep, a Rangaroo does not kill it. Volcanion, I don't believe Volcanion can kill it as well. The only thing
Right, so, like, the big thing is the baby Volcanion can hit for 110 if they have a fighting Fury belt, so, like, it stops it from being one-shot.
Yes.
Then you one-shot it back, be like, haha.
So, the only thing that actually can kill an Alolan Ninetales in one hit with the dumbbells would actually be a Matang. So, like, the Metagross matchup is really hard.
Or like a ninja player can shuriken and snipe with like a moonlight.
Yes, and that's
a rogue matchup. So it's not going to see as much play as like meta matchups.
Yes.
Correct.
The Metagross is still currently meta for the most part.
Because it counterpicks the Ninetale and the Gardevoir deck both, because both of them have a weakness in metal.
Yeah.
So in this situation, I do double Fairy Energy. So what I would want to do actually right now is set up my Curlia for the next turn. So that way, if I get into my Gallade the next turn, which I'm going to because I'm going to swap out into my Vulpix to get my Beacon. So I'm putting him on a clock right now to get into Splash Energy and to also get into Dumbbells.
Well, your Deontay is going to be leaving next turn.
Correct. I'm going to retreat the Deontay.
Oh, okay.
To avoid him from getting a price square and also to like have the Vulpix be up there, which is fine. because next turn I have a way to retreat the Vulpix in case he does knock it out with my other supporter in hand, which will then set up my Gallade.
Right.
So that would be the course of action I would take. Because Gallade attack needs a 2 colorless to attack instead of 2 fairies, so it count as 2 colors. So I'd Beacon in this situation. Since I already have Tapu Lele in my hand, my opponent doesn't know that, obviously, but we're just playing open hand for a general consensus. I would add to hand my Gallade, because it's my out to this deck. And...
Well, Guzma's also an out to this deck.
Yes, in general.
Your Guzma is also an out to the deck.
And I would probably add to hand a Ralts, just so I can set up another Pokemon. And since, as you saw, like I have my Rescue Charger in my hand, I can set up another line the next turn to where if he ends up killing my knocking out my Gallade, I can just get it back to my hand with Rescue Charger. And if I had Ralts already set up, make it into a Gallade and then knock out the Ninetales again. Because generally you would have a supporter every turn because you play so many supporters in this deck. Post rotation.
Yep.
So, since I beaconed, that would be my attack, and it would be my opponent's turn again.
And I would draw for turn.
Oh, broken!
So at this point, I am going to start, my start evolving my Pokemon. I'm going to go ahead and
Put the artillery down.
So,
put my
question:
artillery down.
in this situation, since you knew I added the Gallade, wouldn't it be wise to try and Tapu Lele into N to get it out of my hand in this situation?
No.
No, and I'll tell you why.
He has Tapu Fini.
I have Tapu Fini in my hand, and this is where because of Beacon, I would already know what you have.
Correct.
So and when you would not know that I would have the Fini at this point.
No,
technically
because
speaking.
I end. Correct.
Yes. So, if the Gallade were to come down, which I'm expecting it to come down, I would put down my Fini,
So, like, you search for the Guzma.
and then I'd actually, instead of attaching to other Pokemon, I'd go ahead and attach to my Fini, just so I can just sit there and stop it before it can start.
That's right.
Yeah. So then what he does now is he goes... And
I go Octillery for 2.
Which he has the Guzma, so now he doesn't even have to play the Lele.
Yes.
So then he goes Guzma, and he Guzma's out the Curlia.
And knocks it out.
And then he doesn't knock it out.
No.
No.
Oh, that's right.
He puts it all back in.
Oh, with a GS attack.
Right.
Yep. So, let me go ahead and Guzma out your Curlia. First, bring out my Fini.
Because what you're going to do then is you're going to put the Diancie, or well, what most players would do once, because he's going to go Tapu Storm, put this back.
Well, before I do that, I am going to go ahead and UB.
No, you're not. No, you're not.
Lele in the water to get...
No, you're not.
Do you need,
Because you Guzma out next turn. Because you Guzma again. You can UB next turn, but like you Guzma again.
How does he Guzma again? Because
'Cause
his
of my
bench. Well, no, his
Lele.
bench is full. Is what I'm saying.
Right. Well,
Yeah, so I'd go for the UB.
no, you wouldn't because
You
like
still wouldn't go for UB. You would want to keep options for next turn, just in case I draw any cards that can like get around whatever you have. Because let's say, for instance, I get into I don't know, I get into supporter that lets me put back my hand, and I get into a way to get. I can get a Gallade, but like I have Guzma, right? So I can still out a card you have, for instance, your Artillery. It's gonna put you in a very negligible spot, and you would still want to have the Tapu Lele as a backup for alternate supporter, because you're already head in the game state to the point where if you get rid of my Curlia,
you're setting him back at least.
I am being set back because you're already putting me back on the clock with your Ninetales. So my object is to get my Gallade as fast as possible, whereas your Lele is a follow-up play just in case you need it. Whereas now, if you Ultra Balled, right, and you got your Ninetales, you'll be resulting in top decking, and you will be drive a supporter. So you'd be relying on trying to get a supporter, whereas now you have a backup emergency plan just in case.
Right. It also allows you to keep a hand advantage and get whatever that you need to do. And so like Ninetales can go very slowly. Like you can play
right now
slow.
you're in a winning spot. That's all you need to know, because the minute you put back my Curlia, I'm already resulting in having to find a way to out the Ninetales. You're already in a winning spot at that point.
Right. So at this point, yes, they're completely correct. I would go ahead and just Tapu Storm.
Yes, so this is GX ability, so put back everything in my lineup back into my deck and shuffle up. So this puts me in a very bad spot at this point because my Gardevoir is pretty much useless. My Diancie is 1 from knockout, so basically I would most likely in this situation just promote the Diancie because like Urania I had a Ralts in my hand that I can bench now, attach a Fairy Energy to Diancie and then evolve, and then try to get back the Curly line is the Galley because I already have the Galley in hand. But then I'm gonna lose my Diancie the next turn.
Well, like the big thing is like you're gonna have to end.
I don't know his hand to the point where I need to end.
Oh yes, you do, because you're not going to ditch those.
You
have no fairy. Like so, let's say you get 1 fairy energy, right? Like
Oh,
that's still
yeah,
not
yeah.
good. Like that's still bad.
It just depends on honestly what I draw. Because if I draw Fairy Energy, I can promote the Diancie.
Well, you have to promote now, so.
Yeah, so I'm promoting the Diancie regardless. Bench the Ralts and then evolve into Curlia. That's pretty much will be my turn because he's out there with the Finny where he's gonna have to pay the water retreat, go into the
No, he doesn't.
No, he doesn't. I have my first move, Aqua Ring. That's going
They
to
put
sit
them back
there
on the bench.
and one hit your Deontay, and I get to switch it out to bring back out my Ninetales.
Oh. Well,
So this is one of those moments where it is just really situational, just because I already had the damage already put on Deontay.
Like and see, like you're at this point, it's like you
Okay.
have to go for it.
so since I have no energies, yes, I would have to go for the end. So the first move I do is obviously bench the Ralts, then I bench another Tapu Lele. So at this point now, I would get an end because I can't afford to lose my Gallade at all with a Sycamore or my Rescue Structure because at that point I have no win condition versus his deck, and then
well, you can always Twilight, but still.
I would have to rely on Twilight, correct. But then that's for when we're at lower prizes and I need to out his resource Ninetales at that point.
Right.
So at this point I would have to end. But now it's going to put me back at a disadvantage because I had in my hand 6 cards. So before I would end, I would usually just attach some of my choice bands down.
I personally wouldn't do that.
But I don't want to draw them again. That's the main
True.
reason why. So I would attach my choice bands down because they can still hit on their GX Pokemon, even self. And I play 3 Guzmas to the point where even though I wouldn't have a float stone, I can still retreat my Pokemon.
Yeah.
So I'd want to minimize my hand as much as possible so I don't draw as many dead cards. So my hope right now is to get into a Fairy Energy to touch the Diancie, so then I can evolve my Ralts into Curlia. So the next turn, hopefully, I can get into my Gallade and then start knocking out his Ninetales if I get a Guzma. Now, the unfortunate thing is that my bench is full, but that's not really going to matter because he's going to knock on my Diancie, which is at 10 hit points. So I can technically go for a 3rd Lele and get my Guzma if I really need to.
Right.
And I am completely, and Ninetales even likes when a Lele gets clogged back into the backfield on an opponent's field.
Oh yeah. You always want your opponent to get 3 put 3 Lele. Like, because you make that is basically prize cards just sitting there for a Ninetales.
Yes, it
It's
is.
really good.
So, unfortunately for me, I didn't draw a Fairy Energy at all. So,
That's bad.
I'm in a pretty bad spot.
Broken.
Not kidding.
That is broken.
I right now have too many supporters in my hand. I have 2 Sycamores and a Skyla, and I have an Ultra Ball, right? So next turn, I can potentially get my Gallade instantly set up. So my object right now is to protect the Ralts. So in all honesty, I would keep out the Diancie here as a target for him to want to knock out because he doesn't know my hand at this point.
Right.
Yes.
You don't know his, and you don't know that he has the Guzma, so.
Correct. I don't need as a Guzma, but still generally, I feel like he would take out the Diancie and take the free.
Yes,
Oh,
that
no. The object of this game with Ninetales is ensure that they do not put a Gallade on that field. Always. You always do that. That is the most important thing. Because Gallade is the only... Gallade is your only win condition.
Well, not only that, but you're just sitting on the field with someone who's going to be hit one hit no matter what.
Yes.
So I can always just come back to that later for just the extra prize card to get me the upper hand later in the game.
That's right. Okay. So in this situation, I have Floatstone, Ultra Ball. None of these tools are useful to actually put down right now. I already used my supporter. My Rare Candy is useless. There's no point in Ultra Balling because I just put my Ralts on this turn. So in all honesty, I would just pass.
Yeah,
At
he would
this
just
point.
pass.
So I draw for turn.
Which he got the dumbbells, which is good.
Yes. Okay, so one of my main things that I want to get when I'm playing against this matchup is obviously my dumbbells, because in the off chance that he gets his Gallade, I don't want him to be able to just sit there and start one-shotting me. Because as soon as he starts to one-shot me, I'm screwed. I'm rushing for my next top deck.
Right, and so in this situation,
I
he
would
puts
go
the
ahead.
dumbbells there. He puts down the Ninetales and then puts the double colorless somewhere.
I'm gonna go ahead and opt to put it on one of my Ninetales.
And that's the better play. And then he field blower.
Oh, I wonder if it would be no, because they have the Lele on the field. If they didn't have so many Leles on the field, what another possibility could be was the Glaceon.
Right, like, but you
But-
never really do that.
The only thing is with the Glaceon is it doesn't really protect you from any kind of basic Pokemon.
Right. So what he's going to then do is he's going to Guzma out the Ralts.
Yes, I'm gonna go ahead and Guzma, and I'm gonna Guzma out the Ralts.
Yep.
So my Rolls right now is put in a very vulnerable spot because it's gonna die, right? It's gonna get knocked out by the Ninetales. So now, again, I have to rely on trying to find a Rolls to get set up to get to my Galley, which is my out to the Ninetales.
Right, and so we already know one Curly is in the graveyard.
And also in this situation, what some of you might be thinking is, go ahead and drop the Field Blower, but I actually want to keep the Field Blower in hand because there's only one target for it right now, and that's on a Gardevoir GX, and a Gardevoir GX does not scare me whatsoever.
Right, so then he goes
Correct.
Aurora Beam.
I go Aurora Beam for 80.
So the Field Blower is also really nice to knock out Flow Stones and stuff that's trying to retreat from locking Ninetales. So generally, for the Field Blower in this matchup, you would always want to hold it for Flow Stones. Even if he gets end from 4 cards down to 5 cards again, it's not actually a disadvantage at that point.
Right.
So in this situation, since my hand's very vulnerable, I would actually promote my Vulpix. So then I can get more resources next turn. I wouldn't really care if he knocks out the Vulpix, because again, that's not my win condition. My win condition is getting to my Gallade as fast as possible. So draw for turn. I drew Guzma, which is not the most helpful thing in this situation.
No, because you're going to have to Sycamore.
So I'm gonna Ultra Ball and actually discard one of my Sycamores and the Guzma. Now, you guys might be saying like, oh my gosh, why are you discarding your support? Don't forget that I still have my Gardevoir GX, which is not in any way getting one shot by this Ninetales. Can allow me to Twilight GX and put back resources I need, like my other Guzmas in my grave, to get me back into the grind game to out his Pokemon.
Right.
So, in the later situations when we're down to like top decking and we're both down to very low price cards, because Galley's going to start knocking out Pokemon, I wouldn't have to worry about too many things. So, in this situation now, Ultra Ball, discard those two. And I would get to my Ralts again. Now, since I have a Floatstone in my hand, I won't actually want to just lose it. So with this Floatstone, I'll use it on one of the top of the GXs, which makes it
Actually, I'll put it on Vulpix.
I'm gonna be. Oh, it depends, I guess. Yeah.
Because if you get a fairy, like you want the DNC up there.
That's right.
You want to at least get one step further.
Yes, that's correct. So I actually put it on the Vulpix in general. So right now, the other two cards in my hand are useless, which are Rare Candy and Skyla. I can't use any of them because I'm going to use Sycamore this turn. So would you like to cut before I use my Sycamore? Tap? Okay. So I'm going to use my Sycamore, and then discard 2 and draw 7.
Which he gets the energy.
He did. He hit 1 energy.
Which he did. So like that's the important part.
Okay. So with my hand right now, I know that I have a Curlia in the discard. I have 2 Curlies, it looks like, right? No, I just have 1 now. I have a Curlia in the discard. Right now, I fully cannot remember if I prized my 3rd Curlia. So if that's the case, my Fairy Evolution is not going to be very helpful in this situation at all. But I still have my Ultra Ball to get me to what I need in a later situation would be my Galley. So he generally would not want to end me because it would put him to less cards than I do. So naturally, I would still attach my DC to my Gardevoir.
Oh.
Yes, because the reason being is that if somehow he is able to target down my Ralts again, he's going to just knock it out, and I'm just going to lose again because I'm going to lose an energy. But now I can use her ability, Secret Spring, attached to the Ralts, and the next turn I'm generally most likely going to get into another energy to where I can set up my Galley. So, again, oh wait, no, sorry, I'll attach this to the Diancie.
Wait, because just in case.
Oh, okay, yeah, never mind, you're right. So now I put the
So I'm like, what are you doing?
Yeah, you're right. Okay, I forgot that I had that there. Alright, so now I'd retreat, put out the Diancie, because I don't want the Vulpix to get killed, and then use Sparkling Wish.
And hope that the Curly is there.
So generally I would know that Curlier is there in competitive play because I would make sure and double check my deck with my searches and everything. So you should know exactly what's prized if you know your deck was inside out. So luckily I still have my Curlier. And my deck's very thin now, which is generally good in this matchup. Reason being is that I want to get as many cards as I need as possible to my hand as fast as possible. And then I can Twilight GX and put back everything that I need. And then if I put back 3 Guzmas, I have a higher chance of seeing them later game. If my deck's very small, because
it also doesn't help that at this point, like, his game is actually pretty brick.
Yeah. So since in general right now I got the Ralts lineup right here, and Rescue Structure, Artillery, and Ultra Ball. I'll just pass turn.
Yeah.
After Sparkling Wishing because I attacked.
You know, I just realized something. I actually misplayed last turn. Could have Abyssal Hand for 1.
Yep.
But I didn't.
So let's just assume you have Abyssal Hand. So just draw an additional card because you can bench the Vulpix regardless.
Which that's actually pretty good.
That just changed the game for me.
Yeah, I mean, like, so you're gonna Field Blower.
Yes, I definitely Field Blower out, you know, the Choice Band and the Floatstone.
I would actually, your Ultra Balls do nothing here, so I'd actually pitch all 3 of them to literally just shuffle your deck. You would pitch them to fail the search.
Oh, okay, yeah. So what he's saying here is, the one thing about...
Actually, I would actually probably pitch a Vulpix, just so that you can keep one in case you need to go get a Lele.
Okay, so what he was saying here, though, but, like, at the very beginning, is,
After this game.
What he was saying, though, that I just want to, like, make clear, is your opponent doesn't know your deck, and neither does, you know, anyone around you. You can Ultra Ball and fail to search, even though you do have search items in your deck.
Can you do that?
Yes.
Yes, and I can
literally go, get your Ultra Balls, fail the search, and just start shuffling my deck.
Yes. So I'll admit I do that quite often when I just want to get more draws from my Artillery, because I can just...
It's not like Yu-Gi-Oh! Where if you don't have it, you have to show your opponent your deck. They don't know.
Yes. So at this point, yes, I would I'd get rid of an Ultra Ball and a Vulpix. I want to keep 1 Ultra Ball in hand because I want to be able to have it for late game just in case. So at which point I would go ahead and
Fail to search.
I would fail to search, yes.
And then, well...
But at this point, I actually kind
It
of
won't
want
matter because you're going to end first anyway.
No,
Or you
No.
you Abyssal Hand and then you end.
Yes.
Because if he gets an out, he doesn't have to end, then he can keep it.
So I just want to make sure I look through my deck here. Because this is really the first time I've actually been able to look at my
Because if he
deck.
gets a Water Energy and a Guzma, then he Guzmas out the Curly again. And then puts you back. More turns.
Yep.
And then he has the Ultra Ball just in case. Then you go, oh, get the 3rd Guzma. Kill the 3rd Curlia. Which is super good.
Alright, so now I would Abyssal Hand for 3.
By the way, if you guys want to let people know that you are on Twitch streaming, you can.
Through your Twitch?
Yeah, you're on our Twitch.
We're actually streaming right now on Twitch, ladies and gentlemen. Just so you know, if you ever want to find out about Max Ready Productions, we live stream as well. Then update the videos.
So what I'm saying is, Facebook.
Yeah, you guys go ahead and follow Max Rarity Productions on Facebook. You can catch their Twitch, their YouTube, and just about any of the recent and most
So what I'm
notable
saying is,
contact.
and tell your friends.
I'm saying message.
Yes. Or well, just whatever.
Okay, so at this point, what I was actually looking for was a Guzma and a Water Energy.
You got the Water Energy.
I got the Water Energy, but I did not get my Guzma. So at that point, I do just want to go ahead and set up my second Ninetales. So I am going to go ahead and attach my water. And at this point, I'm sitting with 3 supporters in my hands.
And
one
at
item.
this point.
Yes, I do end. I end you. I end you all day. So.
Well, you put the end of it right. Yes. So he's gonna draw 5. I'm gonna draw 6 because he knocked out my Curlier at the beginning of the game. So I'm relying on drawing one of my 2 Guzmas or my Galliard.
That's when you run escape rope.
No, you don't honestly go with that.
I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
Good.
You don't play the escape rope.
Good. I wouldn't, but you could.
I play Lysander post rotation.
You can't. Okay, wait. Then play faster.
Well, we have to explain everything.
Yeah. You also don't have to explain that you failed a search, but apparently you didn't know that.
I didn't. I'm accustomed to playing Yu-Gi-Oh.
Well, that's what you get for playing Yu-Gi-Oh.
You're right. That's won me a lot of money.
Well, that just happened.
That's fine. Okay.
So, I really did not get too much what I wanted. I did get some energies. I always want my energies. I did get my end, but I have pretty much 2 dead cards in my hand, and that's my Skyla and my Ultra Ball.
Yeah, but like you just killed Dancing this time.
Yes, at point, yes, I do bring out and destroy the Deontay.
Destroy? This is not Yu-Gi-Oh, sir.
And now he gets a Portal Hill. He doesn't need.
Yes.
So at this point, I'll promote my Curlia. Just because if anything bad in my Curlia is in danger, I can still promote my Gardevoir GX if I really need to. I can retreat with the Fairy Energy because I can Twilight attach to that. But if I draw my Galliard, I can just go straight attacking Ninetales to put me in an advantageous spot.
Well, actually, you would not want to just attack into my Ninetales that's got the bodybuilding dumbbells.
Yeah,
You would actually Guzma for the one that does not have it.
No, he wouldn't.
Well, and this is why. Because I need 2 Ninetales to destroy his 1 Galliard.
No. Multiple dumbbells means that you have, so he still wouldn't use them for the other one. Because you already have another one on board. And you have energy.
And this one's already not set up. That's the issue with that one.
Yes, that's what I'm saying. You Guzma this one out because it's not set up. So essentially, let's say you got your
Correct.
Galliard.
No, but let me explain. Correct. So if you didn't have, I don't have energy. I attack with Galliard, you attack back, and I attack back, knock out. If you don't have a way to attach energy to this one's not going to do anything.
Well, that one's already set up.
Yeah,
this
one's...
This is the one that's up.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Okay, well, I'm in a pickle, I guess.
Okay, well then draw for 2.
It is what it is. Drew another dead card, Sycamore. Again, it's only in this matchup that these cards are completely useless. So I'll attach a DC. No, I'll attach a Fairy Energy to my Gardevoir. Just so if I ever need to do my Twilight GX later on, I can. Then I would attach DCE to Lele. Just so if I get one of his other guys, he can do energy drive for some damage. Okay, so since I'm in such a bad spot, I'm gonna have to rely on drawing this Galliard right now with M.
Unfortunately.
Technically, I could have held the DCE and then put out of if I drew a Fairy Energy and then draw the Galliard, I can technically retreat the Curlia. But I'm in so behind in this game. It's to the point where like I need my Galliard right now. So
Yeah.
that actually doesn't matter.
Yeah. Unfortunately. But that's a good thing. Like everyone, like don't get me wrong, guys. Gardevoir is a fantabulous mount. Like it's a really good deck. Ninetales just happens to be a little bit quicker, which is a problem for the rolls.
So fortunately, I got
You got the Ultra Ball.
the Ultra Ball, so I can actually set up pretty well.
You also
And I also got a Field Blower to out the dumbbells, which is nice because now I can one-shot this Ninetales.
Wait.
So in this situation now, I would get Ultra Ball, pitch the Rare Candy into Auxiliary, because Auxiliary is not going to do anything unless I get the Rim Ray, which I don't have in my deck right now, because I can still hold the DC for the Gardevoir. If I can ever like promote his Auxiliary with the Guzma, which I do have in my deck. Field Blow still has a function, and Rescue Search still has a function if he knocks out my Gardevoir. So those cards all have function in my deck. So these two are the only deck cards. Pitch those. get my Gallade. Field Blower off the dumbbells, and if he has any other item. Then now a premonition in this situation, just so I can try to get to Guzma as fast as possible next turn.
Yep.
So I can promote the other Ninetales or even his artillery.
Are we showing the premonitions?
Yeah, we would, to explain why it's next turn and stuff.
Okay.
But you have to play as if you don't know what the top card is.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay, so I would use the ability Premonition. Oh, this is a Gardevoir. I just don't have my third one on me right now. So we already now have DC in my hand, so this is obviously going to be like one of the last things I want. Gardevoir, I don't have any roll to set up, so this one's useless too. Same thing with the other one. That just leaves Fairy Energy and Guzma. Which one's the better of the two? I would probably say Guzma. Because if he promotes the Ninetales, I can then go DC, attach to my Gardevoir, Guzma out his Artillery, then knock it out. Which is very good for me because then next turn I can Twilight GX, put back all my Guzmas, take a hit from my Ninetales, then re-trigger back to Gallade and knock out Ninetales.
Right.
So what I would actually stack is Guzma, then Fairy Energy, double Gardevoir because it's not that good, or even DCE before the two Gardevoirs.
Oh, like the DC before the Gardevoir?
Yes.
Okay.
So this would be the correct order to go on top of your deck, this being first and this being last.
Yep.
And then now I would use, since I've used the support of this turn, which was N, my Sensitive Blade, the 70 more, which would be enough to knock out the Ninetales, which I would do.
Okay.
And then now it would be Steven's turn.
At which point I go ahead and promote my already built up Ninetales.
Yep.
And thankfully for me, because he did end, he actually set me up a little bit for, to get around this Gallade. So we go ahead and draw for turn.
Just the Tester.
Yes. I'm going to go ahead and Aqua Patch.
Okay.
I'm going to go ahead and attach my just lost Water Energy to my Ninetales. And I'm going to end at this point and hope for a DCE.
No, you do not. Well, I mean, you could, but...
Why would you go for a DCE? Because if your enemy from 3 cards to 5?
So, you actually wouldn't attach it there.
Because your enemy from 3 cards to 5 at that point, and you're ending yourself down to... Yeah, I'm getting more cards if you end me.
Well, only that, but this puts you on a clock, so then you put the other energy here.
And, okay, I see what you're doing now.
What's this?
It's his...
There's 120 anywhere.
Alright. So at which point...
You Abyssal Hand for 2.
What is it?
You Abyssal Hand for 2.
With October.
Oh, yeah.
Because that was actually really good.
Yeah. I actually have a few options I could do here.
Oh, it's only 150. Poo.
Yeah. I could either choose to Kukui or N.
I'd actually probably Kukui because you
But yes, I do want a Kukui in this option just because of his current hand size.
Right, because you leave the top if any there, just to leave it there. And then you draw 2. Oh, fantastic. Oh, that's lovely.
I'm going to go ahead and put down the Brookla Field.
Just get out of your hand.
Just to get it out of my hand, yes. At which point, I really don't... Yeah, I don't have any more energies in my grave. So, the Aqua Patch will become useful here in just a moment.
Because you're going to hit this for 80?
Yes.
No,
so,
you're going to hit me for 100 because he Kukui.
Oh, yeah, you're hitting for 100. Ha-ha!
So I do hit him for 100.
Unfortunately, that's not enough to knock out Gallade, but another reason why he Kukui is because he was trying to draw into one of his dumbbells so that I did not one-shot his Ninetales. Unfortunately, he didn't. Again, it's a game of luck of the draw. So we're putting each other on a clock right now. The fact I'm knocking out his Ninetales means he has another one on the bench he can set up for the alternate turns, which then puts me on a clock because I'm going to lose my Gallade.
Right.
So the Tapu Fini is going to knock it out with Hydra Shot, obviously. He's going to hit something on my bench, or he can get free prizes from the Tapu Lele. Because right now, Steven's at 4 prizes, correct?
Yes, I am at 4.
So if he quadruple Hydra Shots on my Tapu Leles, I lose the game. But
well,
unfortunately for me,
you have to discard 2 water energy.
He has to discard 2 oranges, but fortunately for me, I can still set up my Gardevoir to knock out his guy. So, since he attacked, he passed turn, so it'd be my turn. We all knew what the top card of my deck was, Guzma. I would not activate my Guzma in this situation, only because I want to destroy this Ninetales right now, because it's the bane of my existence, and it's fully set up, and Gallade knocks it out. Now, what we know is that I have one additional card underneath these Gardevoirs because I drew my Guzma. So, again, premonition, even though we know the top 4 cards of my deck. Just to do it for good habit, because we know the next 2 cards are Gardevoirs. But this next card could be even better than all 4 of these cards, which we want to put on the top of the deck. But unfortunately, it's not. But you always do it because it's good practice. And in situations when you have artillery, it's always like the best combo because you always draw what you want. It's like a Mallow combo, basically. But again, it's not the best thing to have on top of your deck. So in this situation, I would probably stack the Fairy Energy below, and then put it between the Gardevoirs and put the Gardevoirs like this. So the next card I'll draw is DCE because now I'm going to attach my DCE to my Gardevoir GX because I already have a Fairy Energy here. So my Gardevoir can already hit for 90, but I want to knock out this Ninetales right now.
Which you actually will not be able to do this turn.
Why not? I haven't used a supporter. Correct.
Yeah, you haven't used a supporter.
So what I would do, well, if that's the case, I'd probably hold the DCE.
No, you don't.
No.
Not double retreat, then Guzma back out, and then knock out the Ninetales.
Huh?
Retreat Guzma, and then knock out the Ninetales.
Sure, but this is more of a problem. You can kill this now with a Guzma.
Okay, so I would attach to the Gardevoir. So it would be doing, how much is it?
It's 180. That's a 100 and something.
This has 3 waters on it?
Yeah.
Yeah. So we know I have my Guzma. I play Guzma. Bring out the Tapu Fini.
And you want to take 2 prices.
And then knock out the Tapu Fini with my Gardevoir. Take 2 prizes. Could actually fix my hand. Ooh, and unfortunately for me, to my opponent, I drew another Guzma. So I can Guzma back on my Gallade the next turn and then knock out the Ninetales.
Right. So like it's one of those things. Like draw for a turn.
All right, so I draw for my turn. Okay, so I want to start getting my other
actually, so like
Ninetales in the back set up.
So here's the thing, though. So like this is not the play. So we're gonna go back. The play is to put up this because you have Guzma. So like you want to kill that Gallade. You don't ever leave it up there.
Oh, okay, I see what you're saying.
So like you always put that there. So then what you do is you goose. If he now Guzma's out the Gallade.
Guzma, because he didn't know I had that.
Right.
Yeah, that's fair.
And then you put that splash energy on that.
Put the splash energy, and I also Aqua Patch.
Right. And you put an Aqua.
Because I just want to sit there and start setting up my second Ninetales, just in case.
And then he goes kill Gallade.
Yes.
Okay.
And Gallade has just enough hit points. Or do I want to brook that at this point? No.
No, you don't brook that.
Yeah, no.
You're putting prizes on your.
So,
but before I do actually hit it, I want to go ahead and Abyssal Hand for 2.
Correct.
Oh, that's broken.
No, that's actually right.
So.
And I actually probably would have done this, just in case.
At this point, yes.
And then he goes kill Gallade, take a prize.
So my goal right now is not to worry about these Ninetales because I have a Guzma in my hand. I can put back my Guzmas with Twilight GX. Since this deck is a locked deck stun deck, I can afford to take a few turns because Gardevoir has quite a bit of HP. So since I'm going to Guzma, I'm going to promote any other Pokemon except Gardevoir, obviously. So I'm going to, let's say, promote Vulpix in this situation, where in the next card top of my deck is Double Energy. Which of course I'm drawing because we're that good. I'm kidding. It's because we're stacked with Premonition. So, in this situation, I would actually rescue Stretcher because the thing we want to do right now is set back up another Gallade in case we need it. So we put back our, We're gonna put back our Gallade because we need him. Put back a Crowlia because we need her because we're out of Crowlias, and a Ralts.
I thought it was 2.
I have all 3 Crowlias in here.
Oh.
Yeah, because he knocked out one and another one got hit out. Yeah, I need my Crowlias back in one Crowlia back in my deck.
And then unfortunately you have to Lele.
No,
Sycamore. You want to
I can Guzma
so
and knock out the Glaceon. which will then put him down to 1 prize, and next turn I can Twilight GX, and then put back all my Guzmas to put him in a bad situation where I can knock out the Octillery. Which is a very good play because I already have, again, the Lele for the Guzma next turn.
There's that one.
So my opponent is then put on a clock if I make that play instead. So right now, Gardevoir alone is hitting for 120 on Glaceon because it has 1, 2, 3, 4 energies. Now if I attach DC, it's going to hit for 150, 180 now. So to attach a DC, then I'm going to go Guzma, bring out the Glaceon, put out my Gardevoir that's fully set up at this point. He did not Crystal Ray because he couldn't because he was attacking with the baby Ninetales. And I'm going to knock out his Glaceon and then take 2 prizes. So again, he is on a very bad clock because his Octillery is very vulnerable. And if I can somehow get to Guzma again, I would win the game.
And then now what he does is your last turn. And then you attach the DC to Ninetales. And then you end.
Yes, because if he ends me, he's going to put me down to 1 card.
Right.
Which is very smart. Because he's going to draw 3, but that's not an issue because he still has his Octillery set up where now he can Abyssal Hand.
Yes.
So my opponent's always going to be at an advantage over me just because of the Abyssal Hand. But let's remember, I got 3 Guzmas in my discard, and I got a Lele in my deck. So I've got 4 cards, potentially. And I would probably throw in some Ultra Balls there, so that later on in the game when I Twilight GX, I could try and get those.
Oh.
Just to get my Guzma as fast as possible to end the game.
And then you wish for 2. Not bad. Everyone mine. Congratulations. We hit for 80.
Yep, so I hit for 80 at this point. There's nothing else for me to do.
So he's basically stunning me down. So I've got 2 more. I can take 1 more hit on my Gardevoir before it gets knocked out. So I drew my Galley, which again is completely useless in this situation. So in this move, I would Twilight GX right now and put back as many cards as possible as I would want to see. I'd actually bench my Remory first, obviously, so in case I got End again. So I put back my Octillery as well, so I can draw to try and get Abyssal Hand next turn.
Oh.
Sycamore is another good one to have as well, just in case. My Ralts line is also good with some rare candies.
Yep.
So 1, 2, 3,
That's
4,
9.
5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And the last one that would be actually perfect to do in this situation would be an Ultra Ball. Exactly. So I can try to get to Lele to get to my Guzma faster, because we already knew I have 1 Lele left in my deck.
Which is the entire point of doing it.
Correct.
Ignore.
Because even though I'm going to pay the retreat cost for Gardevoir, which is a DCE, Octillery only has 90 HP, which means that I just need 3 energy in this Gardevoir to knock it out. So I can afford to pay the cost of 1 DCE, retreat, and then Guzma back out to Octillery.
Then you draw for turn. Or actually Skyla. No. That's one of those things. So you actually, so what you do is you Skyla for your 1 choice band.
Yes. I see what you're getting at now.
Because then you allow him to put, and you keep putting him on the clock too, like, because you're hitting for more damage.
Well, it actually doesn't matter, because when the Gardevoir just die in 3 hits regardless.
It would, but it also makes, so like, say like you can't get what you need, then it makes it easier to take out this Remoraid or this Lele.
Well, not the Remoraid, because the choice band does nothing to it.
But like the Lele, so like it makes
it makes it easier to
it
take
makes
out
it a 2-shot versus a 3-shot. Then you hit 4, you put it on. Then at this point you again fail to search. So you ditch what you do not need, which is
The
Glaceon And probably the Rescue Stretcher.
Rescue Stretcher you do not need at this point, because what you need right now is to knock out my Gardevoir.
Yes.
If
So
I get
failed the
Guzma, it's
search.
game over.
Right. Because then he doesn't have, and he's at 1 card. So like this is like one of those, you could end him back down to 1, but you don't want to end him into something he needs. It's like you want to make him draw it. You want to make him take longer to do this.
All right, I'm gonna go ahead and Abyssal Hand. 4, 3.
Which isn't the best. It's not bad. And so then you hit for 100.
Yes, you're
No,
correct.
110, because Aurora Beam does
Oh, yeah, 110.
it does 80 plus 30.
Yeah.
So I'll take 110 on my ready 80, which would put me taking 190.
Yep.
So it would put me at 190 hit points taken on my Gardevoir, which leaves me only at 40, which is a very spare amount. So I draw for turn. I drew Sycamore. So
Unfortunately.
it puts him at a 1-turn clock right now. So if he has End in hand, I'm still going to get suffered from this end. So my objective right now is to get to Artillery in case he has End. So I'm going to go Sycamore, draw for 7. And fortunately I got Artillery. So what I would do right now is set up another Rolls for another Gardevoir GX, just in case I can't get if this one gets knocked out. But what I would do is retreat this one because I've got so many energies. Attach an energy to the Tapu Lele that I'm going to promote, even though it's going to take 110. I can
Actually,
retreat back.
I made a mistake. He actually wouldn't have failed it. He would have gotten a Lele.
Oh wow.
You can grab the Lele, that's fine.
All right.
And then put the Sycamore back. Because, yeah, you would have added the Lele because he's going to retreat, so you Guzma the damn thing.
Just going to put up a Ralts, use Secret Spring, attach the Remoraid. Actually, I'll attach a Ralts. So then it puts him again on a clock.
Yeah.
No, attach this one actually to the Ralts. So even if I'm promoting this this Tapu Lele, when I get to another Gardevoir, because I have one in hand right now, and also have rare candies in my deck, it's going to be fine.
Yeah.
So now I'm going to evolve into this Artillery, draw 3 with Abyssal Hand. I want to keep as many things in my hand as possible, but now, even if he ends me to 1, I have a security net, which is my
Right.
Artillery.
So they're both on clocks at this point.
Yes.
So then draw for turn.
Hold
He's gonna.
I'm going to do the smart play, obviously, and assume I don't know you have Guzma or whatever.
Well, you
But-
know he has Lele. He searched it.
That's fine. I'm still going to retreat this.
Yeah.
Because the reason being is that if he Guzmas me and knocks on my Gardevoir, I can't get End. I still have my hand to get Ultra Ball to get to another Guardy, and then I can do, I can still have a play. Whereas if he ends me, I can still have my Gardevoir still set up and be
Right.
fine. So I'm still going to retreat this and put out the Lele, which is completely useless at this point. And then I'll pass my turn.
So then you Lele for the last Guzma. Hold on. Let me check your thing. No.
Your prizes.
You can't Guzma. You've used 3.
God damn it.
Unfortunately.
So yeah, this is.
So that's game because there's only you can
Yeah,
do. You
because
can't
even
go
if he
for
knocks on my Tapu Lele, it's going to be to the point where I'm like, alright, I'm on my next turn, I can just go get my Lele and get my Guzma to knock out the Octillery with the Gardevoir, and it would be game.
Well, no. So like he goes.
110, but
110.
I can't Lele right now because my bench is full current.
Right.
Which
So-
in my part I misplayed to put on the other rolls. So
Right.
yeah, I shouldn't put on the other roll.
At this point, I actually want to end.
Yeah, you can end at
You
this
win
point.
at this
Yeah,
point.
you're right.
I don't even.
I'm not gonna put on the rolls here, just
Right.
because I can have the spot for the Lele to get the Guzma.
Which that was my thought. I thought that you only used 2. I forgot that we like killed like 3 Curlius with that team. With that thing.
Which is good.
Yeah.
So the reason why this matchup is not as bad as people might think for Gardevoir is only because of Twilight GX.
Oh yeah.
Because
Oh,
Twilight
you Twilight,
GX.
you lost.
Yeah, because Twilight allows us to put back all our Guzmas, a couple of Leles, a couple of Ultra Balls, a couple stuff to get our sub back in the end game where we're both down to very minimal prizes. since Gardevoir has such high HP, it can take a couple hits from a Ninetales, which gives us enough turns to get what we need because of Octillery too.
Yeah. You only get one.
Oh. Well, I mean, so
What does it matter? You pull what you needed.
I had a Visilant too, so.
Yeah.
So unfortunately for my opponent, he needs to work some magic here, which I don't think is possible.
Yes. Put it on the artillery.
Since I what 130?
Yes.
That's fair actually, because I can knock
And
it
then
out.
put this right here. Put it right there. And then Sycamore for 7.
No, you can't Sycamore or you end.
Or whatever.
So
Doesn't matter.
Now he
A Missile Hand for 4.
Missile Hand for 4.
That's true.
That's some shit.
You really don't want me to lose.
No, that dumbbells though. Draw for turn.
Oh no, I hit the Lele.
Yeah,
For
get
1
the
second.
That's so stupid.
So good. How many cards do you have in your deck?
So I would draw for
1,
turn.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
Oh, you can't. Oh, that sucks.
I'd
Actually,
evolve into Curly first, and then I would Abyssal Hand for 5.
ah, no energy.
Since I do not have an energy, I am hitting this Octillery for 120.
I still have one more end.
So it can still take a hit again.
Oh.
I still have one more end.
So I'm gonna Guzma out his Octillery,
So stupid.
and I'm gonna put down a roll. 1, 2. I still have Lele, and I still have the Guzma.
Oh, that's so stupid.
Curly, no, I have Curly, so okay. So now we'll just attack for 120 onto the Octillery, putting him only at the minimal of 10 HP.
Oh, my Octillery?
Yeah,
Okay, so it's got 10 hit points.
left. So he needs to top deck an energy to be able to retreat this Octillery in this.
Which we have one left. Oh, not what we needed. It doesn't matter.
He can still try and fail the search with Ultra Ball, and then Abyssal Hand to try and.
Oh, no. He's not going to fail the search. He's going to get a Lele to get his last end.
Yeah.
That's fine.
Oh, and it's in here too. I didn't
I
press
know.
it. So yeah, I got a UB.
With Wally?
Ollie and Sycamore because I don't need those two anymore.
No.
Grab my Lele.
Put the Lele.
Unfortunately for my opponent,
Lele.
he has not realized that Curly can still knock out Octillery with a smack or a magical shot if I have another Guzma.
Doesn't matter. We're ending you to 1.
Okay. Unfortunately for my opponent, he also forgot that I still have Octillery allows me to draw until I have 5 cards.
End.
So I end.
So I'm gonna draw a whopping 1 card stream. Whopping.
Pulls the energy. Ah! Get rid of the
I did the
Octillery.
Lele for the Guzma. Ah.
You better.
Oh, this is so great.
This is how the tournament should have gone.
All this janky crap. Hey. You a bitch.
I'm not gonna reveal the card I just drew because
Oh,
Sure.
It doesn't matter. He's got the goose up, but still.
DC
Yeah.
for
You gotta discard the DC, and you're gonna knock out my Guardy down to 1.
which one? Which one? Whatever. Yeah.
Put that one up.
Yeah.
So, firstly, for my opponent, I drew Guzma.
Take your 2 prizes.
So, for maximum disrespect, I'm promoting my Octillery. And then I'm gonna draw for
For
Missile Hand.
maximum disrespect.
And then I'm going to. I have Lele anyway. Guzma out. His Octillery. Retreat my Octillery for Curlia because we don't want to use Lele for max disrespect. And then we're gonna go. Smack.
Smack.
For knockout.
It doesn't matter. Like, these are really close matches, though.
Yeah.
Like, for people who want to say that Ninetales sucks.
I don't think it sucks. I just don't think